Okay, ready for this?
Please.
No showboating. You've got to finish in first place.
When I heard about the crew, I was excited, not just because I love open world races, but I get to live the dream of crossing America by car. Jump to now, and that dream has not lived up to the hype. The problem with the crew isn't the occasional bugs or texture pop-ins. No, it's that the crew doesn't know what it wants to be. When I started, I went straight into free roam. It was the obvious choice seeing as you have all of America to explore, whether it be the Statue of Liberty or Mount Rushmore. There are lots of landmarks to discover. But getting to those landmarks is the pain. Yes, you could fast travel on planes or trains, but that takes away from a sense of adventure. Then, when you do decide to travel cross country, it becomes a chore of trying to stay on the road. You could slow down, but then it just becomes a boring long journey that has generic landscapes. The driving in this game is more suited to the arcade racer, but even then it can't compare to the other arcade races like Need for Speed or Test Drive. After a couple of hours of free roaming, I decided to crack on with the story, if that's what you could call it. I see the story as races or chases with a few lines of script to get you where you're going. There's one example where you have to go through each checkpoint to reach your target within a certain amount of time. Seems fine until you finish the mission when it says the person isn't there. That is the trouble with the crew's story, it's mostly filler for the vast world. Letting you get to the driving. The driving is a labour. It doesn't feel good when driving in free roam. For example, moving the stick slightly will move the car slightly, but then you'll have all of this dead space until you reach another turning point in the car, which feels like opposite lock, which in the free roam part of the game isn't enjoyable. But take that to the racing part of the game, and the formula just seems to work. Not as well as other arcade races, but it is enjoyable. However, the races are too easy and the AI just seems to slow down once you pass them, unless you do a dirt race, which in my opinion is the worst part of this game. If you verge slightly off the dirt road, your car seems to slow down to walking pace. The crew seems to try and push you towards more co-op play, with characters calling you every 10 minutes saying you can create a crew with your friends, and having the first option as join a co-op race every time you want to do a race. This is good if you want to play online, but gets annoying after a time when you just want to play by yourself. What Ubisoft has tried to make is an MMO driving game, but in doing so they have missed the whole point in making a game, and that is to have fun. Yes, you can have fun, but not enough for people to buy the game, so my score will have to be 6.5 out of 10.